Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing right in the center of the Range Rover factory in Gaydon in UK, which is about 2.5 hours from London, and standing next to the all-electric, all-new, upcoming Range Rover. The same one which has got some 62,000 people on the wait list. Surely, there hasn't been an electric SUV luxury car which has so much of hype, and rightly so. And look at it, this design in the front. This is right now a 3D printed one, but the grille is subtly different. They've tried to give you almost the same car, but few nuances which can make it stand out like electric car. For example, if you look at the alloys, they are different. Again, they are very distant alloys, and what is also very different and nice about it, that because it's got the battery pack right here, and it's got a very flat floor plate and it's aluminum body, which basically means that, you know, when you go for off-roading or when you are going to hit those bumps, nothing is going to hit that hard. Also, the aperture and departure angle doesn't change too much. There's no tailpipe at the rear, which means that there are less chances of hitting those small things, and there are less moving parts. Let me summarize it this way. Well, we are not supposed to drive this car, but we are going to go for a taxi drive. It's unfortunate that we're not able to drive the car, but this is a prototype, but this is how this will look and the shape of things to come. This is a shorter wheelbase. The longer wheelbase will be more bigger, and what the Range Rover folks have told us is that in terms of handling, the center of gravity is better aligned. This is the rear of the car. As you can see, not much of changes. It looks pretty neat. It looks like a complete Range Rover. The whole idea of the Range Rover is that they want to give you a car which has got the same flexible structure, which can give you a hybrid, which can give you a diesel, a petrol, also electric. So from the outside, you can't make out till you start driving whether you've actually stepped into an electric or a diesel or a gasoline car. Apart from that, the green number plate in our country, and it's very interesting because the way it is all stacked up looks very proportionate. Now, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that if you're starting a electric car for an iconic brand, do you retain the same design, or do you give something absolutely new or something very, very stunning and distinct? Because at the end, it's a BEV. Yeah, this is what we have, and there's a lot of excitement around it. And we also met the global managing director of Range Rover, and this is what he had to say. Martin, thank you for giving us the time, and it's so nice to be here in this environment. So are you excited for the Range Rover Electric?
We are indeed absolutely excited. So our approach definitely is that Range Rover Electric will be a Range Rover first. This is why it looks like a Range Rover, it behaves like a Range Rover. It will have everything that the customer expects of a Range Rover. The driving comfort, the capability, the towing capacity, the weighting depth, everything just more refined. We spoke in the development phase to lots of customers and asked them, what do you expect of a Range Rover Electric? And first of all, they said, make it a Range Rover, and then make it electric.
Then make it electric.
And that's what we're doing, and this is why we continue with the design, the equity, the beautiness, the reductiveness of a Range Rover. We don't want to change this. For our clients, it's a Range Rover, and then they have a choice of the powertrain, and one of them, the most refined one, will be the electric.
Yes. So there's a recent announcement by Government of India and UK government of an FTA. The price has already been quite reduced in terms of, but do you think this FTA, if it is effective, it can further reduce the Range Rover prices in India?
So first of all, we welcome and appreciate that there's a free trade agreement between the UK and India. It will tighten our operations and our possibilities. I'm for sure that there will be benefits that our clients will see as well. So the opportunities for Range Rover is to further strengthen and grow our brand in the market, and then also to work on the SV and the bespoke capabilities. I think this is a big opportunity for us. We have last year launched for the first time a specially curated vehicle for the Indian market.
Ranthambore edition.
Ranthambore edition.
It did very well.
12 cars, they were sold out after 1 week.
Yeah,
and they were the highest priced cars as well at the same time.
Looking forward for the Range Rover Electric. Any timelines that you have in mind when you think the car will be available for people to see and drive and
so
buy?
Pretty soon. We are still, again, we're focusing more on getting it right and really bring the best Range Rover ever to the market. So we are still in the testing, finalization of the testing, but later this year we will communicate more about the timelines.
So 2027, I would take it from you.
We'll talk about it later.
All right. Thank you so much, Martin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. And guys, drop in the comments which Range Rover do you think is the one that you like, and which is the one that you would be putting your money on. Now it's time to hop back in the seat. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Range Rover Electric. I'm being chauffeured around because I'm not supposed to be driving. The driver is having a good time. He said that we are not supposed to drive the car because it is still the prototype and testing, but to me it looks a fit and finish car. This is a very eagerly awaited car because it's got some 60,000 people on the wait list. Yes, can you believe the Range Rover Electric? I don't think any other electric car has that much of buzz. Now, as I am talking to you, I can feel the road noise, of course, because there's no other noise. So the tire, the road, the wind, everything is coming into the cabin when you pick up the speed. Otherwise, the cabin is very silent, and this one produces about 850 Newton of torque, and it's got 118 kilowatt of battery. Also, it's got some 550 bhp. So in terms of power equations, equals to the V8 counterpart of its own family, and they say that this is better in driving and handling than the V8 for the simple reason that the battery is all underneath and the center of gravity is supposed to be low. So in terms of handling, it's supposed to be even better. I mean, this is something which we have been told. Now, visually, I can see sustainable material in front of me, just like every other EV. So we are at 130 and I'm able to speak to you. That doesn't happen in a Range Rover. Everything else apart from that is not much changed. The MMI, the interface, the screen in front of you, everything will look very familiar. Only thing which is distinct is the seats. These are sustainable material because end of the day this is an EV. Till we drive, we are going to hold on to a verdict. You drop in the meantime. What do you think about this particular Range Rover? Do you think you're going to spend that kind of money for a Range Rover Electric, or you stick to your V8? Yes, I've changed my seat, still not the driver's seat. Now, as you can see, the interior and the cabin looks exactly the same. This might change, this might have some color options, but this is a prototype. You can see all this testing equipments. Now, they have technology because this is an EV, so they have got some 5 channels of noise cancellation system inside it. They'll cheat some patented speakers to make noise as if you are driving a V8 or V10. All of that thing will be tested. We have limited time, and all I can say is that Range Rover has really spent a lot of time, and now you get one SUV, one body style, where in the same platform, which is a very flexible platform where you can get a hybrid, you can get a petrol, you can get a diesel, and now you can get an EV. So it all boils down to what you want and what price point it is available for, and this is actually going to be the future. Yes, I would have liked, just to summarize, that they make some changes because at the end it's an EV. The moment they try to fit you and give you the same car, it's not a born EV platform. It's just somehow looks like that they have done a jugaad of a kind and given you, instead of the fuel tank, an EV plug-in point. That's not really appreciable because when you talk about EV, it should be a born EV platform, but at the same time, this design is something that we all like. So in case the world has to go green, this might be the way forward.